started little athletics when I was 8, Camberwell, Melbourne, down in Toorak. So that was the first taste of athletics I got, and loved doing every event.
What's your path to get into the decathlon?
Oh, for me, it was definitely through school, and St Kevin's College gave me a good base for my athletics. I was definitely a hurdler, high jumper more than anything else, and went to a national championships, my first ever, with a triple jump, couple of hurdles, high jump, and actually realised there and then that there was an event that you could actually do all of the events put together.
You went overseas in last year, 2011. Tell us a bit about that experience.
Yeah, it was the first time I've competed overseas, so it was really exciting. The first comp I did was in Italy, and just to be around a whole bunch of elite decathletes that, you know, eat, breathe, train decathlon, and at a standard that was far above, what I'd competed against, and the standard that I was at was really exciting. And having 5,000–6,000 people rock up to an event that only had decathlon and heptathlon was really exciting, and something I didn't really know existed. We don't really have anything like that in Australia, and across the world. Europe is the place to be, and Gotsis was an opportunity that I didn't know if it would come around, but to compete against the world's best at a venue with such prestige like that was, once in a lifetime opportunity, and keen to try and get back there if we can. The plan was initially to get a World University Games qualifier, and 7,600 points was that mark, and the first comp I did, I scored 7.7.11, and that was a PB. It qualified me for China. Did another PB in Kladno in Czech Republic, so it was a really good preparation through to the World Uni Games a month later in China, which were a totally different experience altogether. Very hot, very humid conditions, and an event that was much bigger than I'd ever expected it to be, with 150 countries and thousands of athletes. So it was really exciting. The village atmosphere and everything associated was something I hadn't seen before.
Tell us about your aims for 2012.
Well, obviously 2012 is the Olympic year. London is the ultimate aim, so we're working everything up and towards that. We've got the Victorian Championships end of February, which will be our first hit out, and it's really exciting to have a few international guests to come down and compete with for that. So looking forward to that, leading into our nationals, which is our selection trials mid-April, and hoping to do what we need and qualify, and then head over to Europe and prepare there.
How far off the qualifier are you? What's your plans to reach that qualifier?
Yeah, a good 400 and something points off. So you break that down, I guess it's 40 points per event. And I think that for me is the easiest way to work it out. Pole vault's been one of my strengths, but I think an extra 20 centimetres is definitely gettable, and that'll see another 60 points. Long jump is an event that I haven't quite nailed yet.
How do you peak for 10 events for one competition?
That's definitely the aim, and it's a very good question, and if you've got the answer, by all means give it to me. But I've got a good coaching crew that I hope take most of that responsibility on board. Ephraim and his sort of company, E&J Athletics, with his son Julian and Larissa, they take care of that, and they design the program in a way that we're fresh and firing physically and mentally to compete at the right time.
How long does it take to recover from a decathlon, and how many decathlons can you do in a given period of time?
Yeah, well, everyone's different, and I see myself as an old decrepit decathlete these days, and it does take me a little longer than it used to, but at least a week to sort of rest and relax and recover, and then at least another week to prepare for another one. So ideally you wouldn't do a decathlon more than 2 weeks apart, which was what we did in Europe, and it worked fine. But 6 decathlons is what I did last year. I think I did 5 the year before. Definitely not looking to take it to 7 this year, but 2 to 3 to 4 is usually enough for most athletes.
And what about the training involved? Because you're training for 10 events.
Definitely time consuming, and it's a full-time job, I guess, for me. A few hours each morning, a few hours during the day, and a couple of hours at night most days. We have Fridays as our day off, and that's a few hours of recovery and stretching and rest rehabilitation, masseurs, physios, chiros, and everything.
Any advice to anybody thinking of taking on multi-eventing?
You need to have a good head, I think, on you, and just to be able to, commit to the training and know that things don't always go your way. Most of the time they don't go your way, and you need to be prepared for that and know what you're going to do sort of there after the fact. But yeah, dedicate yourself to training. It's very technical. Hang in there. A lot of the really good decathletes over the years have been older decathletes, sort of late 20s, early 30s. The world record holder at 37 still going, and you know, it's an event of maturity, and I think if you can spend time developing sort of your love for the sport as well as the techniques involved with each 10 disciplines, then yeah, time comes and away you go.